Hey. Good to be back in the studio for the Grapevine 981. Ayo was teasing me earlier today that I'm
You're
always
partial to
excited.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let me just put that out there.
Fully remember when I will start the show at the beginning of the show. It's Grapevine I call first. It still hasn't
You
left.
feel, you feel the same thing.
I'm
Oh, so
still
he
all
used
up
to,
on
he used
that.
to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
So when you're accusing me, I was giving you side eye. Because I was recalling what Fulu to say.
Good morning, guys.
Welcome, Fulu Storms,
Thank
to the
you.
Grapevine 981 and Chef Jeff 3000.
Yes, good morning, and Folu is here by my special request. So Lagos and everybody listening out there, you are welcome.
Sorry, that just will not fly because she was here earlier for Freshly Pressed.
It's okay. It's okay. For Grapevine, I'm in Jeff's
No,
office.
it's- yeah,
There
it's
you
me,
go.
yeah.
There you go.
Oh, by the way, Jeff has taken over. I mean, things just update you.
Okay.
Last time you were here,
Oh.
he's now in
I-
charge.
Thanks for
am,
letting
yes,
me know,
yes.
so that I just fall in line. Let me act accordingly. Okay.
The numbers to send messages to through WhatsApp is 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 0981 for your messages. You can also tweet at Smooth981FM with the hashtag Grapevine981.
Also on YouTube, we're streaming live. Please search for us, Smooth981 on YouTube. You can use the live chat option to send us messages. But beyond that, see what goes on behind the scenes.
Check it out. Check it out. Our first video that we'll be reviewing today, we have a video and a song. The artist for the song is on his way here. He's late, but he'll be here in time. Fingers crossed. But this one is from Fowles, Usual Suspect. Lovin' is the title of this one. Take a listen. Studio, mics are up. Lovin' was dropped, or rather dropped 4 days ago. It's recorded over 179,000 views. How many of you watched it? Everyone
watched
in the
it.
studio.
I have not listened. Jeff is the reason I'm here this morning. So
Exactly.
that's my
Exactly.
disclaimer.
Nice.
See,
Um,
see.
I do like the bounce of it though. It's a bit different to what I expected. I don't know. You know when you hear a Fowles
Totally
track, you expect it now to be a little bit heavy hitting, and it's deliberately quite a light bounce to this song.
Yeah.
So it just makes you want to be like, yeah.
I'm
Give me
gonna,
ice cream.
Imagine you on the treadmill with this.
You understand? Yeah. Add it to my workout playlist, perhaps. This
no,
could be
not
the
not
one.
when you hear the rest.
Oh,
I was going to say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
tell us.
not
Jeff.
not when you hear the
Workout.
rest. I'm sorry, but I think that's about the highlight of the song. Like even like all the background dialogue that he does, it all falls flat. I don't know. This video just and the song itself doesn't.
Where
really
is
do
your
much for
sense
me,
of
to be
humor, Chef
honest.
Jeff?
It's all over the place. Can't you feel it in my voice?
That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, but seriously though, I mean, like sometimes you have a hit, sometimes you don't. That's just the honest truth. So I don't think that. I mean, this one had when I saw it downstairs, it was 167. So I don't know, maybe a couple thousand came more
Yes.
just over a few seconds ago.
179,
But for 4 days and having that amount of traction, that's really low
Really low.
compared to Foul. So really, I guess people heard it wasn't really.
Okay.
But you know, Fowles did a video with Simi.
Before.
On her song that's called Lovin'. I was quite curious to see him release another video
another
to
one,
another song called
Lovin'.
Lovin'. Yeah.
Well, the video is nice. I watched the video. So video-wise, of course, he has the money to put out good quality content. So on the song, first thing I have to say is Fowles can do no wrong in my books.
Well, that's happening
That
here.
was what I thought initially. The more I listened to the song, I was like, no,
Yeah.
like please don't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. First thing I noticed was okay, Fowles singing, interesting. I think he shouldn't really be singing, but because he combines being a musician with being funny, so he can get away with it a little. So he starts the song with singing, and I don't think I've ever heard Fowles sing. And then he goes on later on, he makes us forget the singing by actually rapping.
Okay.
I don't know, he knows how to do best. And then he's dancing. Please don't dance again. Let Flavor be dancing.
Well,
He was trying to wind his way.
Yes,
Did you see that
I
part?
saw that.
I
I'm like,
wasn't
you
crazy.
think you are Ayo or
Yeah, I was
what?
like, no, but again, he can get away with it because
Because he's Fowles.
Yes, he's Fowles.
But at the
Sometimes you don't
same
take him
time,
too
this video
seriously.
was flat.
It was
Song
so
was
great.
flat.
Beautiful leading lady. I applaud his diversity. The fact that he's not just a rapper, he's not just an actor, he's not just a lawyer.
And a dancer.
He's also a dancer. He tries to.
Please,
Even if he wouldn't.
Can we just say, let's not put him just for any of these
I mean,
things. All these things are very hard to be.
Yeah.
And he's a multi-threat. So
Yeah.
I think shout out to him on that. But I understand what you
Absolutely.
mean. If the song just doesn't make it, doesn't consider it a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
To have something bigger
The
is coming
chorus
out.
though, the chorus is really catchy. You would Val sing it.
Yes. What?
Sing it. If you need some loving, I'll be at your
I don't know if
door.
that's the way he
Something like
sang
that.
it though, but
Very funny.
you know, you can't. It sort of reminded us of this other song that Maven's released late last year.
Yeah.
All is in order.
All is in
Yeah, it has the
order.
same
Yeah.
vibes. So
I
it's
see
very
that
similar
now.
to that.
I see
Well,
that
they're
now.
just collecting church melody and singing for
I'm
everyone.
telling
I'm
you.
telling you.
That's it. That's it.
Before you know, you see a viral video now. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the best.
Yeah.
The next song is by some guy who blew our minds away. He's been around. He's been in the game for a bit now.
Yep.
His name is D20. The song is titled Liberation. Listen.
Is it the 20 or the 20? The 20.
Between you.
Valentine, you blew your mind away.
Yeah, he did.
Say our mind.
Huh?
Say you blew our mind away.
Oh, I should speak for
That's
myself.
how you-
Oh,
that's
sorry.
how you-
Let's go. Let's go back. Studio.
I thought you were gonna censor that part.
Chef Jeff, now that you're speaking already, let's take it up from there.
Um,
D20.
Yeah,
Well, he
this
said it's
guy.
D20.
It's D20. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he explained it.
Okay.
Yeah, his initials DOO,
Yeah.
D20, D20.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this song is so well written. That's one thing I have to give it credit for because, like, it's not your repetitive thing that you're gonna be finding most of the time. And then he has some lines in there where it's like, let me just put it this way: free the Janet. That's what I'm gonna call it as. I can't say replace Janet with something else. Remember that situation, and then ties that into liberation. I'm like, dude, man, that's some creative thing that you got going on over there. I like it. I think at first I was like, but then the more I listened to the lyrics, I was like, okay, this is working a whole lot better for me right now. So yeah, it's a cool song.
Follow?
About this song?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
it's
about the
okay.
guy.
Well, listen, D20 I think is very talented. I have been following him on Twitter for a long time, and you can find him up there if you want to check out a number of tracks that he puts out. He does put out work relatively consistently, which is good. This particular vibe is not for me. I keep saying when it's that like intense R&B, it makes me want to sleep. And it's nothing personal about the music. It's just my initial body reaction. The same way some people hear any country music and they feel like they want to punch someone. But big
Wow.
shout out to D20. And again, I have to say that I have to give a disclaimer because, Chef Jeb brought me onto the show. So I wasn't able to prep the way I would and fully listen to the track, but I will go cop it because I do think he's a very talented person. So it'd be dope to hear this properly.
Excellent. I do my job very well.
Now I wish you didn't say that at the start.
The guy owes me money now.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna send my bank account.
We have messages though.
Yeah,
What's
so
up?
Biggie from Katie says, I love the song from Foul. So why is that all the rappers just falling into mainstream music? Nice song. Follow Take Kiss. This one is wow, it's on your lips forever.
Wow.
I don't know if you want to take that.
I don't know. After blocked.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Grapevine 91. It's brought to you by Verve. Let's talk Emmys now because half the show is about the Emmys. A lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of surprises, a lot of pleasant appearances and awards given to certain people. We have Game of Thrones taking a lot of them. The one that really made me smile was the TV show about the Central Park 5.
Yeah.
What's the name again?
When They See Us.
When They See Us. Thank you very much. This guy gave a very wonderful speech. That's Gerald Jerome. He took home the lead actor award in a limited series or movie award. The 2019 edition of the Emmy Awards was held at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles on Sunday. And before I get to the Kim Kardashian and Kendall story, but let's talk about the awards that were given. Lead actress in a drama series, Jodie Comer for Killing Eve. Supporting actor in a drama series, Peter Dinklage for Game of Thrones. And some others. Your thoughts on that?
Okay, Emmys, very exciting time. I love when the Emmys come around because that is instructional information as to what you should be watching, what is worth delving into. I tend to leave the series until at least a season or two is done for me to really get into it. So I'll just say that there are a number of things that popped out to me, like Chernobyl, which I haven't seen, but it won Outstanding Limited Series, and I think it would be fantastic to watch something that chronicles and details the extent of damage that was done at Chernobyl. I mean, it's such a huge part of the world's history. I think that we should look at that. When They See Us is one show that I haven't seen, and I'll tell you why. That was a very conscious decision not to watch it. As Valentine shocked and takes off his glasses because listen, we have so many of those stories here in Nigeria. We have so many of those stories here in Africa. And while I think it is it is beautiful and commendable that Ava DuVernay and so many people push to tell that story. To me, all it signifies, which is why I refuse to allow my emotions to be drawn into their story, is that we must tell ours. America has got such a great way of involving the rest of the world in their problems as though they're our problems, and they aren't really. Yes, we have common ties. There are things that join us at, in the middle. But to me, the only thing about When They See Us that I was interested in is saying, aha, when these real injustices happen, we must tell these stories. And I really commend the entire team that put that together, the cast, the crew. I'm sure that I will watch it at some point, but honestly, I want to see it after we've done stories on the hundreds, the thousands of people that are sitting in Kirikiri that haven't gone to trial, that haven't been talked about.
Because
the
they
people
didn't have
that
the money
disappear-
to pay to bribe somebody up front, or we know how these things
or
are.
they just don't know access.
Yeah.
People that are picked up on the road. Wow, have we yet told the story of the scores of boys who would just be strolling on the street, and then you have an unarmed, non-uniformed,
Policeman.
unmarked truck that will pull up and they'll tell you they're police and they carry you away and they're looking for you.
Yeah.
Now you may call name, no be me.
I
So,
mean,
I think I'm really excited about that. Big shout out to John Oliver. He won Outstanding Variety Talk Series last week tonight with John Oliver. I think he actually does a very good job. Even though I will say again about late night shows in America, they've made it all about Trump. So I can almost not watch them and be like, yeah, it'll be about Trump.
That's true.
I mean, I personally just love how Tony Shalhoub has been consistent in every 10 years. There's always something that this guy's doing that is significant, and he picks up a supporting actor in a comedy series. And then also the likes of, when I see Game of Thrones winning Outstanding Drama Series, I'm just like, does anybody not remember the trauma of what happened with the final season?
Okay.
Like
I
how
haven't
terrible
seen the
those
final
were.
I had to hold my breath.
But it was still an outstanding
That's-
series.
I mean,
Yes, it
I
was.
don't
See,
get it.
But I think you're only looking at it in the context of how exceptional the rest of it was.
Yes,
But it's
because it
still
was that
exceptional.
traumatic.
Yeah, but it's
It
still
was that
exceptional.
traumatic. Like people were like, you know what? I'm just going to delete the show and never watch
Don't
it
hold it
again.
close to the chest.
And I understood.
Sorry,
I don't think we need to be
Sorry.
very
Sorry.
careful about
My
that.
heart.
Oh, yeah.
First of
My
all,
heart, my soul.
1 naira of your money is 9 minutes.
But his emotional investment.
Yes.
I was going to say that we have emotional
That's years. That's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You can't quantify my
It's like
time.
you sound like an Arsenal fan right now.
Excuse me, I'm
Why
an
did you
Arsenal
have to bring
supporter.
that?
Yeah, we are
Why
Arsenal
can't we
over
be
here.
an
That's why I brought her
Respect
into
us
the
here.
show.
We're Gunners. Don't play with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ayo, have you seen Game of Thrones?
No,
yet?
I haven't. That you can see my loud silence. You can hear my loud silence. I'm just looking at
Good. No, excellent.
you know, but
What he
I think
said.
you'll watch it at
what he
some
said,
point.
what she said, yeah.
To be fair, there's a whole lot of shows I'm behind on and I have not seen. Like there's some shows I'm like 5 seasons behind. So like talking about these things, like just adding to the list of my to-do
shows.
list.
I do
that I
have to
keep
tell
procrastinating
this
on.
funny story about Game of Thrones though. So Mumsy was so insistent that she would never watch it because I think she caught a glimpse of it once and it's like, oh, nudity and violence. Oh, God, this horrible. Next thing I know, for like 2 weeks, she was just. I said, Ma, excuse me, Ma. I said, no, these people are crazy. Hey, what's this? I hope she's not listening
I think
because
that's
I'm gonna get a knock if she hears this story. But needless to say, she sat down and binge watched it for like 2 weeks, played the whole thing. So she's finished it. I haven't. I was just like, wow.
What do you think about the end?
I think she was frustrated. No, let me tell you also what she did as I'm reporting Mumsy. She skipped to the end because she said her heart couldn't take
Oh
all
wow.
I like to.
She was satisfied in the end because as far as she was like, all the bad people died. So I was like, okay, good job.
The end.
Did you
All
just
right.
put a spoiler in there?
See, let's move on. Let's move
Okay,
on. No
alright.
problem.
Die.
I mean, we heard a lot of spoilers before the end.
Okay, fair
I saw
enough.
Cruz on WhatsApp says Fowles has bought land in this industry and definitely a very good landlord. Follow. Your lawyer side, follow enter when you see us. Wow. Ayo, you want Valolo to sing on AK? Habba.
Cruz, mind yourself. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. It's the Grapevine 981.
So the 20th.
Huh?
No, we have enough stories beyond the Emmys. We have like 3 or 4.
Sorry, we can talk a bit about the red carpet as well, actually.
Oh,
What
yeah.
happened on the red?
Yeah.
Okay, it's pink and red.
No, but we have the
Like, we're not talking about Emmys again.
We're going to talk about Kim Kardashian.
Yes,
Yeah, the
Oh,
Kardashians.
Kim and Kendall.
They want to talk maybe talk about Kardashians again.
I think it's unfair. Why are they mocking them? They are people.
Kardashians.
I think think it was rude.
Really, I didn't see it.
No,
I
wasn't
didn't
planned.
see it.
That's the
No.
big
I
debate.
didn't
That is
see
the
it.
big debate.
Yeah, it's a big debate, but I
Yeah.
would want to believe
I don't
that.
think it was planned.
I
Or
don't think
either,
so.
obviously, I think they write their speeches for them, and I think the person who wrote the speech
Yes.
wanted
Slipped
that
that in.
effect. Of course, wanted that effect from the
Well,
audience.
I don't
Because why
think
would you-
so.
Okay, because at the end of the day, you want to sell a good show, you want it to be sensational, you want people to laugh sometimes. I think that because it's so ironic, it's so obviously ironic, it couldn't have been that
They
someone
weren't
did a good
aware. That's
intention.
absolutely. They were, I mean, like Kim is not a great actress, whatever the case may be. All right, but they were just not aware. There was no side quirk or nothing for
Yeah,
you
but
to
that's
say
what I'm
that
saying. That in
was.
terms of the writer, they
So
didn't
So
write
it's the
it
writer.
well. Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
writer-
it's
no,
like
not
okay,
there, not
but we're
there.
not gonna keep it on the real story, basically. Hmm. Wow.
I'm voting for the writer.
And the reason why I don't
What
even
mood
like
are
talk
you
about the
using?
contractions
See
because
what-
when they do the shows and
Okay.
talk about them
Because
like
let's
this, like
take it
it's
back
like
to
just an
Emma.
annoying voice.
Exposed some pictures.
I have to go and look at their faces.
Ah, contractions.
Oh, yeah.
They are trending. Kardashians laughed at Emmy.
I mean, it's only because of this particular story that I would go into it. Otherwise, I'll just be like, you don't understand. Like on
Yeah.
Twitter, I have, you can block words that you don't
Yes,
want to
no.
see, and mine is Kardashian.
Got trash.
Really?
Okay, it's not enough. Okay.
Caleb is just.
Yeah, Caleb just arrived.
See, no changing facial expression.
Yeah. No, they were mocked.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at her face. Nothing. No expression.
Who was MIA? Chloe.
Kylie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it was
But she
Kim
was
and
supposed to
Kendall.
present as well. Yeah.
Maybe she saw the script before.
She was.
Why are you
Bathroom
think
break.
that she's
Maybe she was looking after her kid. You're forgetting she's
Oh,
the mother.
yeah,
These people are real.
yeah,
That's why I'm
yeah,
like, I feel for them because no matter
Oh,
how,
please.
for us, we don't think that it's a real thing, but I still have to give them like several hats off because to face this kind of public pressure for a decade at least plus of your personal life, no matter how scripted it's going to be, there are cameras. To have a camera in your living room when you are dressed is problematic, sir.
Teacher, please, to face what pressure? Or
It's
to put
pressure.
pressure on people?
No, they're under
It's pressure for
I'm
them.
sorry, they're the ones who are putting pressure on people to watch XYZ show. This
No,
person
it's
taking
right
basketball player.
secret
That's great.
because he's a producer, he's making money.
I'm
Studio.
sorry. Goodness.
18
Let's-
seconds. anyway, so not right.
Music is everything I do. Music is walking, talking,
Lakumzi.
being happy.
Studio.
Like,
Mics are up.
to make me
Just like Cobans, we live, we eat, we thrive for great music, and that's why the Grapevine 91 is very interesting and exciting, especially to have you on the show with us. Send messages through WhatsApp to 0809 444 981.
You can also send us messages on YouTube. Very importantly, watch what goes on when we're on a break on air because it's really, really interesting. Go to YouTube, Smooth981. And of course, you can use the live chat option to send in messages. Twitter, we're at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag Grapevine981.
Our special guest analyst, Chef Jeff 3000.
Yes, I love you 3000.
Folu Storms.
Good morning, Lagos.
Ready to delve into the Kardashians and
Yes,
Kardashians.
yes.
Chef Jeff.
Let's talk about them. So,
Kim and Kendall,
Yeah.
they were laughed at, some really, at the 2019 Emmys as they presented the award for Best Competition Program. The sisters mounted the stage at the Microsoft Theater in downtown Los Angeles, California to announce the nominations for the Gong. But before they made the announcements, Kim gave a speech. She said, and I quote, "Our family knows firsthand how truly compelling television comes from real people just being themselves."
and as soon as she said that, the audience burst out
Yeah.
in laughter.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of debate as to whether it was planned, whether it was scripted, whether they were aware of the irony of them saying that. Also because we know, I think it was from the Kardashians that the world first began to understand that reality shows are actually scripted, or they're planned to a certain extent, because there's a level of reality that people will allow. Now, I know we spoke on this off air and some of you are watching, and Chef Jeff looked at me like I was insane. But I will say this, I doff my hat to the Kardashian tribe. And I say this because their ability to continuously spin money out of lives that really are not or most people would assume are not that outstanding, because there are a lot of wealthy people. We know a lot of wealthy people, and they haven't been able to make money out of their their lives. The Kardashians have. I do think that because people, however, see them as caricatures of people, they don't believe that there's anything real about them. And I think that's a hard position to occupy. And they've occupied it for at least over a decade. That's a very tough thing. I can only imagine, I already know what it's like to stand up in front of people and have to speak, whether it's giving a speech myself, whether it's having to present an award. And that is a nerve-wracking experience for anybody. The nerves never go away. I'm telling you, ask whoever it is. You can be The Rock, you can be Taraji P. It doesn't matter. Once you get up on that stage and it's such a huge platform, you feel the weight of that. So I think it's particularly harsh, and I again salute them, that under that and saying what you feel is a normal sentence, like, oh, I know that some of the best moments come from people
From real
people.
but they are real people, and they are giving you real aspects of their lives.
And Nicki
They're not
Minaj has
giving-
real body
They're not
parts.
giving you no. Listen to the distinction I'm making. They are real people, and they're showing you real aspects of their lives. They're not showing you the entirety of their life, and there's a difference. That's what scripted reality shows are. Is that we have to design what we're going to show you. It's like watching a documentary and saying, oh yeah, they've shown us everything. No, a documentary is scripted. A documentary is planned, because there are perspectives and angles that will be shown to you. Otherwise, it's incredibly boring. It's like sitting down and watching 24 hours of the Big Brother house. Nobody does it.
I can come
So
in
bottom
and say
line, there's
that,
a
you know
narrative
what,
as
There's
well.
a narrative.
I can
yes.
come
So
in
wait,
and say
let me
that,
just
you
go
know,
back to
Piers
what-
Morgan and I are in agreement about this, all right, that they are very good business people. I guess you
Yes.
can say that, because that's how they've been making money over just like too many shows.
So you're not having
The
it
problem,
because-
I'm not having it because there's some people who unfortunately are shallow-minded, who are so addicted to this and just have this idea of what, you know, that this is maybe a goal or aspiration in life. To
Yeah, but that's a
certain things.
moral
And
judgment.
it just doesn't work for me. So I'm always big on the moral judgment side of things for something like this. So I just can't really buy into their lifestyle. And then you come in and say this whole, you know, real people, and then the other one comes in and says, you know, unscripted. I'm like, really? Really though?
I think unscripted
Really?
was a poor choice of words,
Yeah.
but I don't think unscripted
And
necessarily
real?
referred to them. I think it referred to the competition.
Yeah, but
Unscripted was to
what
them.
they were presenting.
so interesting choice of words coming from them, and I think that obviously that's why it's
Or coming
sparked
from
a
the
lot
person
of-
that wrote on the
Yeah,
teleprompter.
so I was now about to say that my theory, and I think a number of people share my theory. I was reading the comments under the YouTube, one of the YouTube posts about this, what happened at the Emmys, and I'm of the firm opinion, because at least I've been able to work behind the scenes when it comes to script writing,
Yes.
trying to get sensational, get the audience
To react.
to react, and sometimes you slip it in there. Now, what they should have done is to insist that they should perhaps change the wording, not because it might not be true or a reflection of who they are, but because the reaction it would
That it caused.
yes, it would cause would
That
be,
it caused.
yes, and that's what happened. So I think that those who wrote the script really wanted to get that kind of reaction, because how much of a coincidence is it that
Yeah.
when it was time for them to present the award, then you put in real life, and you know that people are going to
You see,
I'm
but
pretty sure they had no
that's why
clue
I felt
about
for
it.
them, because I'm like, that's a setup.
They,
Yeah, it was a
they had
setup.
no clue about even the reaction either,
Well,
because
I
their
was just
faces did
looking
not
like, what
change.
is funny?
Exactly. And I
That's
was
what I'm saying,
like,
it was a
there
setup.
was no side quirk to be like, oh, I'm in on the joke or the
Yeah.
irony of what I'm saying right now. It was just
But you
like,
see,
no,
that,
it's
that,
clueless.
that's the bit that I don't like. So if I was going to come in on a moral judgment, that's where I come in. I think the television that's set up deliberately to mock people is not right. I think that when we create situations where we are going to troll people, because that's what we're doing, you're trolling them. Why? If you don't like it, turn the other way. If
But
it's
you-
not cool, that's okay. But I think that writers who set people up that way, it's problematic. And and because the US is a bit more contentious and people actually talk about it, that's when you see the issues. But it happens here and no one really addresses the situation.
Well,
I'm
it
like,
happen- but it
if you
happens
want it
with-
to be a joke, clue me in on
No,
the joke.
but-
Let me laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
No, I
all
was
be
like,
like,
literally about to say that so that we can all be in the
No,
same
but it
page with that.
happens
But
with
this
many
was
reality shows. All the bloopers and all the people they bring before the judges to make fun of them.
Yes.
Of course, it's scripted so
Yes.
that
Yeah.
we can have it.
Yes.
When you see someone with Abame that comes and he's like, you think,
Yes.
oh, they really thought you were
It's-
fantastic. Like, they probably
it's
saw
rough.
him, knew that he was going to, make people laugh,
Yeah.
and then brought him for the judges. So it's
Absolutely.
like that with reality shows
I agree.
across board.
I agree.
But just to address what Folu said, that there's some people that don't watch Big Brother 24 hours. My sister.
Yes, there's
I don't
some.
go to Nigerian salon.
No, but I said some. And that's the thing. But even at the salons, when they watch it, they're watching the condensed versions. It's not
Some people put it permanently.
No,
on that channel.
no.
because
Listen,
some people want to
they,
catch it live, but it's only for periods.
no,
because
but they
after a
must
while,
also
they
watch their
too-
Telemundo now.
Yes, because after a while you switch.
That's another one.
how dare you break my spirit?
After people have been
I'm
sleeping
so
for 1 hour.
You know what they say,
Tired of
and
this
you don't
relationship,
watch? Wow,
Antonio.
Chef.
Why?
Excuse me, just
Complete
confess,
with the role,
confess now that you're the one
Just-
watching.
No, trust me.
When I go for my haircuts, because I occasionally do
Definitely
these things, you
your
know,
Your haircuts.
so I have to just like
When you, I don't,
shiny dumb
shine
one,
bright
talking
like a
about-
timer.
I don't know, bro.
Wow, nice. Talking about life, it has its very exciting moments and its downsides. Tools, a colleague from another radio station, lost her dad. Popular on her personality, we know Tolu Tools Demore. She's lost her dad. Oba Abiodun Niru. He died at the age of 82.
Yeah, the news came in yesterday. It was very, it was actually a bit surprising. I don't think anyone, because there have been no reports about his state of health. We don't know exactly how he passed or what happened, but condolences, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. It's a very rough time to lose anyone. Not to talk of losing your parents, your dad. And I know that in Nigeria we have this sometimes annoying habit of saying, but he has lived long. Hey,
Yes,
yes,
he was
celebrate.
old,
I'm
yeah.
like,
It doesn't
hey,
change
hey,
that
hey,
the
hey.
fact of the memories being there for that long. Someone's lost that relationship, that connection is gone and never coming back.
Yes, and then going on to the level of that being the Oba, that takes on a whole new proportion. So I think there's always a lot of ceremony, a lot of drama that surrounds that. So I think just as a note of caution to people in general, please be careful with your movements around the areas
Yeah,
at
because
the
of the
moment.
drama, which we're not saying.
Yes, I call it drama because there's no specificity to it. I don't know what to call it.
I don't know if it's true or
hooligans
not.
take advantage of things,
Yes.
and they put names on it, whatever it is that you want. So I'm just saying that I know that people sometimes can be hurt in the transition of an
Yeah,
Oba.
I think everybody,
So-
some people got that broadcast message, and I mean that's how
I
I
didn't
even
get
got.
broadcast
Everybody-
message. I didn't get
everybody
it.
said
That's how I got to know about it, to be honest. And
So
then
you're
I
in the
was
royal
like,
family now,
no,
the WhatsApp
not
group?
that. But I mean,
Wow.
you kind of know what I'm talking about. I
yeah.
don't really say it,
Yeah.
so in case it's
Yeah.
not really,
I think just
But
pray for
yeah.
the family. Be
Yeah.
sensitive at this time because again, when you're in the public eye, it's very easy to look at you as a caricature and
Yeah.
not a real person.
Yeah.
But this is a real loss they're dealing with, and our thoughts and prayers go out to them.
Thank you. Well said.
Michelle Williams, we skipped on that one. That's a very important one.
I mean, that conversation has been going on for a bit. Not to downplay it, but of course, okay, now that you've touched on it, the actress gave a passionate speech at the Emmys, saying that she's still speaking to the narrative of equal pay.
Yes.
And establishing the fact that there's been pay inequality in the entertainment business, as was re-echoed by the actress from Crazy Rich Asians.
And this is pay disparity, not just male female, which people are used to, but women of color versus white women.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. I even remember seeing a video a couple of days ago of another black actress, and now her name just escapes me, and she was talking about this
Taraji
exact
Henson.
same. No, not Taraji. They tend to put her in period pieces.
Right.
She tends to play a nanny quite a lot. She's a bit round, and I'll find her name and I have to
Oh.
tweet
Oh, I
it.
remember.
And she was talking, when one of her white actor counterparts was saying, we need to push for equal pay, men, women, and she goes, honey, first let's address that if we're going to talk about this, we don't get paid the same thing that you get paid. And fast forward to a couple, she goes, and when she found out, because also a lot of people don't know,
Yeah, of course.
they're honestly unaware.
Yeah.
So when she found out the project that she was trying to finance and get this actress on board, they got equal pay. That's 5 times more what she was getting paid before. So there's a pay disparity of up to 5 times between actresses who have the same level of experience, who most likely have the same level of audience pull, and that's because Hollywood, America is still very race conscious in a negative way to a large extent.
What I loved about
I think
Michelle's
it's-
speech was when she said that, like when you pay people what they're worth, regardless of their skin color, regardless of their sex, that they can be able to say thank you in the from the work environment as opposed to in spite of the work
Yes.
environment. And I absolutely love that. I mean, because the truth of the matter is, I still don't understand why we cannot pay men and women equally, and this is coming from a man, and so I'm totally on equal pay all the time.
Yes.
And the thing that I feel sad about it, a lot of the standing ovation that happened from that speech, some of those men there are like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna be like, yeah,
And
and
I
it annoys me.
I
Okay,
hope,
it
I
makes no
hope
sense.
in the Nollywood industry, producers, please, I hope we're paying attention because the pay here is has a difference.
So is there a pay
Well, there's
discrepancy
a copy
between men and
now.
women
Yes.
in
Yeah.
Nollywood?
Yes.
Really, I think the women should earn a higher than.
How? Why?
No,
Why?
I don't believe that they do, and I think there's just a pay discrepancy here in general between men.
Yes,
and
of
women.
course, I know
That's-
generally,
that's
but in
almost
Nollywood,
standard.
because with regard, I thought it would be at least the same or even favor the women because we
I'm
see
not
more
certain that it
women-
is because another issue as well that we have here, which is at least in the States, people talk about these things. Here there's still almost like a code of silence. People don't necessarily share what they're getting paid. People
Yeah.
don't talk about it. People don't reveal budgets.
In your,
So it's a
in
lot
your
harder.
contract, it's in your contract with some people that you cannot reveal your pay to your colleague.
Yeah. I think
Yes.
like
Some people,
probably
yeah. So it's-
one of
it's a big
the
deal.
one of the few industries where you're going to
That's
say
how
women
NASA
are being
stays in
paid
control.
more than the men is in modeling. Most of the things, a lot of other things. I'm not trying to say everything else, but most of the things, it's just really just the other way around.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Lola. You just you sent the message very quickly. That was Octavia Spencer. That's
Yes,
lady
it was
in-
Yes,
Octavia
yes,
Spencer.
yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Lola.
I love her.
Absolutely love her, and Jessica Chastain as well. They were speaking about this for a bit. This message, please add your names to your messages so we can read them.
So Biggie says, well, which one is condensed again? You'll be surprised. Val watches Z World. Most reality shows are not real. Some are premeditated, but you got to give it to the Kardashians. I heard the video is going to feature in Coming to America, OBO to the world.
We haven't heard. So
By the way,
Interesting.
follow, they've asked by popular demand.
Mm.
They
Okay.
said you should call that Valentine's nickname that you gave him.
Valolo.
Stop it. I like it.
Valolo. That's true.
Okay, or Valentine.
In the last 2 minutes of the show, let's quickly talk about Obovi and his videos. So he's been releasing a series of videos on Instagram, trying to prank. That's what he said. He was trying to prank his friend and exposing how the lies that men tell to their wives. Ayo was very passionate about the story. So
I don't know if you guys have seen the videos that have been going viral. He trended for 2 whole days on Twitter based on when he first released the videos. And for those who haven't watched it, it's simply him and his wife, making calls to his friends. And his wife would ask his friend, "Well, have you seen Bobby? He says he's with you." And then the friends, they just show how the friends would try and cover up, lie, tell stories, and almost swear that he's with them. And a number of reactions have trailed this. For me, let me hear your thoughts first of all. 'Cause I have a lot to say,
I
but
feel
let
like
me-
I have been there. Like, hey, let me know you can cast all these people. I've been around when people's wives are looking for them, and you just hear a version of a story that's coming out. Just look at it, like, what?
But I'm here with you.
I'm here with you. And it's not as though there's anything dodgy happening. But it's this. I feel like some people
conscience.
put themselves in a very pressured situation. And perhaps there's a previous conversation. Maybe we're supposed to go and buy eggs. And you don't buy eggs, but you're out here drinking with all of us, and your wife is now looking for you.
Your
and you've now
workout is
just
only 2
remembered-
hours. Why have you been gone
Thank
for
you.
3 hours?
And you've now just remembered that so I'm supposed to buy eggs. They're looking for me now. No. There was a car problem. So I had to park at the office. Office?
The funny thing, that guy's lies now started extending. You tell one lie,
No,
now
there's
you have to
some
use another lie to
people-
cover another
But
one.
I do have to say a big shout out to friends who, even when they don't know where you are, if somebody calls to say where's this person, they're like, oh no, it's cool. I just saw her. She spoke to me. And I have to say, I have friends like that who are like they just stand up, say, I don't know, she's okay, she's fine.
I'm just gonna
And they
say
call you
what
right
y'all aren't
after.
saying because this could easily work against him because
yeah.
if some misbehavior happens somewhere, it's like right,
I know
and
that
she's
was a
right
prank.
there beside you.
Still.
And, yeah,
Like Silva says, that's Victor. Victor says a couple that pranks together stays together. I was worried for the wife and what could be going through her mind. I mean, behind the cameras, after the cameras shut down.
I
Like,
wasn't
what she be
worried for
thinking.
her. I think she knew. She knows already.
Yeah.
That's
And
why I
then
wanted
she would
to
have
be
found
there for
everything
her.
But
inside
that'd
her
be
head
very
though
awkward for the
because
friend,
like
for both his friends.
I think she already
How-
knows that
how
they would
so?
lie for her,
For her husband,
which is
yeah.
a bit worrying for me because I'm like, so it's like you're just okay, and both of you are laughing. She's not the average Nigerian.
Yeah, but that's the thing I find interesting. I feel like everyone's relation, and I had a conversation about this yesterday, actually, funny enough, about relationships. And I think everyone's relationship should be unique to them. Everyone should know who they're dealing with and how they want to interact.
and what they want to deal
If you
with.
recognize, so for me, I'm a very, it doesn't matter how long we've been together, how much, but everybody's their own. You have secrets, I have secrets. I'm not inside you now. No. So I ask you a question. If you don't want to tell me you don't want to tell me. That's okay. If you want to create something, just be like, babe, this is not something I can share with you right now. That, you know what? That's your business. I may feel some type of way about it, and I'll tell you, do you know what? I feel some type of way about this, but it's cool, bro. I got you later, and I'll carry
Yeah.
on with my life. But I know people for whom that's very difficult,
Yeah.
and that's a tough thing. So
Although and I have
think
these
you need to
discussions
know.
all the time in our relationship.
Oh, you do?
Come again.
Chef, I think actually that you'd be one of the people that would not agree that this thing
Ever.
cannot tell me.
Ever.
Watch me cannot tell me.
So it's not a one size fits all situation. One's playbook is not what applies to the other.
Indeed.
But that's the end of the show.
Aww. But guys, because I'm going to plug out, because I know this guy's going to cut off my plug out. So I'm going to plug out. Even though they have refused to invite me on here again, thanks, Jeff, for just insisting that I show up today.
Yes, my pleasure.
I'm messing with you. But guys, you can find me out. Just go to www.follystorms.com. I've got a podcast that's out. New episodes are coming out as well. I'm in the process of recording, and some of you guys can actually come hang with me in the studio. So if you go to follystorms.com/in the booth, there's a little form there, fill it in, and we can hang.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice one. I love
Chef
it.
3000.
Yeah, I'm not competing with that one right
Did I
there.
invite you for the
So
podcast?
yeah, find me at ShepJet3000 on Twitter and Instagram. A lot of things have been happening lately, TV shows here and food plans there. So keep in touch with that. And I will see you guys again as usual right here on the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1.
Even as I travel, still shuffle with me. Valentine OHU.
Oh, that's true. Valentine is away for
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
When is Valentine never away?
Thank you. I'm not the only one.
The Grapevine 91 was brought to you by Verb. Good morning.
They're great though.
Before you start beefing me.
Entertain the buzz.
Whoa!